Shalom. This is your brother Barawan giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. The God which the scriptures speak of, and Yahweh is only begotten Son, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and the Rakak, Wadash, which is the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule well, pushing this 100% truth of the gospel, helping to wake up and to seal the elect of the nation of Israel. And salutations to all you sincere Archimedes that are pushing this gospel in truth and sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom to do so now more so than ever. Right, so what we're going to go into is this is going to be a response to the video that brother JMS prisoners of hope he put up recently. And they're just going to speak on the recent basically what am I saying recent? Esau just basically to being Esau for the whole world to see at this point, because not just what am I going to say? So like, it's not just it's not just us. It's not just something that we've been telling you is going to happen, but something that has been showing. It's showing that his hatred, that perpetual hatred that is spoken of in the book of Ezekiel, and we'll get that one as well. That perpetual hatred that Esau had for his brother Jacob. You see that um and as you can see it clearly in this video, out of nowhere they just came up and they just came up and ganged around this Israelite, for no complete reason. And that just to show you how much this devil hates you, man. That's what the title of this video will be. Judah will be the attack. I mean, Jacob will be avenged on Edom, because right now these devils, they can basically lynch you on sight, execute you on the streets, and they won't get any form of justice. And the funniest part is that the devils have been primarily doing it all over the place, and not just the southern kingdom. Don't think that you don't think that northern kingdom Israelites are safe from it, because even at these devils' mouths, they've even admitted themselves that they oppress, Gad and Reuben as well. And let's not forget about how much they oppress the Latin tribes, especially concerning, especially in their own lands, because most of the lands in the southern part of the US is actually the land of Issachar, but yet they treat those Issacharites like they are a bunch of what I'm looking for, a bunch of strangers, like a bunch of immigrants in their own land, but they are the immigrants. And that's Esau's MO. The scriptures say he covers fields and takes them by violence. You know what? Let me go to that. That would be in Slakia. I can't remember the place. Okay, yeah, Micah chapter 2 verse. Micah chapter 2. Okay, so this is the book of Micah chapter 2, and it reads, woe to those, like I'll start from verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And we all know how Esau got this land. Nobody even argues that point. So you still have some Edomites that will come along and nobody pays attention to those guys. So they got it by rape, robbery, and murder. That's how they got the land of their land in the US. That's how they got their land. That's how they got their land in Europe as well. Because they stole it from our people that built up that land, and they went into Europe and took it over. That's why you have some Edomites that will come out and be talking about how their ancestors built up the lands in Europe, which is actually not true. Esau can't build shit up. It's not their ancestors that built up, but actually it's actually us Israelites that built up after the fall of the Roman Empire, and Esau just took over from what he built up and chased people away into the nethermost parts of Africa and the Americas, until they came to America and enslaved us as well. But we all know that all these things that are happening upon this earth, Esau basically basically predating on. I don't know how to put that word. Basically being a predator against Jake. They all the will of Yahweh Shai. So let me just quickly get this precept. Before I continue speaking on it, the book of Genesis chapter 49 in verse 9, and it reads, okay, yeah, it reads, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. And he stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? And the reason why I spoke on here concerning Judah is because that's the people that have been put in the news the most, Like I said before, the Northern Kingdom, the Native American Israelites and the Latin tribes, they get oppressed just as much as the Southern Kingdom, just as much as you Negroes, man. Those are Native Americans. They got oppressed by Esau. They are hated by Esau just as much as you, just as much as you Negroes. But they don't put their own stories on the news. They don't put the stories of Latinos and Native Americans being shot by the cops on the news, even though it's actually, even though by Esau's own admission, it is just as common and as widespread as Judites, Negroes being shot dead. The funniest thing about this whole, the funniest thing about this whole being killed by police or ex-police or just basically getting killed by regular citizens, regular armed Edomite citizens, is that here you will see a well-built Israelite, a well-built Jake, being shot and gunned down and killed by some overweight pig-looking Edomites. In the case of Ahmud Al-Bori and Trayvon Martin, I believe that was his name. Both of the people in those cases, those that Edomite and his son and George Zimmerman, they're like just these pigged out, out of shape Edomites that are always doing all these killings. By extension, that's how it basically is. Most of the Israelites that are being killed, they are well built. They don't look like people that, and they're being killed by just this, just this, weak, puny looking Edomites. But we all know that what is going on against Israel is part of the causes. What is going on against Jake, how he is being killed in the streets, day and night. How he is being put down in the streets by Esau. It's all part of the causes. And we know that, through this, that the Most High will restore that hatred that Jacob has for his brother Esau, that brotherly hatred, that we have for each other. Because right now only Esau has been given, only Esau has his hatred, but Most High will reverse it so that Jacob will also have that hatred as well, and then and then you Israelites, and the Israelites, even the two-thirds will be able to get will be able to get their revenge on Esau, and that's why the title of this video is Jacob will be avenged on Esau. Because the Most High will give us that spirit of hatred that we usually have for Edomites, because even the scriptures tell you how much the Most High hates Esau, and how much he hates the Edomites, and we will do this. We as a student also do the same. So let me just get so I spoke earlier that all these things are happening to us. Being shut down by Edomites, being shut down by the police in the land of our captivity is part of the causes. Let me just go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 17. Maybe I'll start from the fourth verse. So it's the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4, and it reads, And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I have given thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. That's what happened to us in Israel. We are basically, we are not only are we separated from our heritage, not only do we forget that we were the Hebrew Israelites, that we are the people of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh tribe, we were caused to serve our enemies in a land that we did not even know, in a land that is not Israel, in a land that we did not know, in this so-called, specifically in Babylon, in the so-called New World, the so-called Europe, all these places where these Edomites dwell now. And these are primarily enemy, as is written in the book of Psalms 83. Edom, our primary enemy, we have been caused to serve them, we have been caused to be their slaves, and even as their slaves, they are basically constantly killing us all day, all day and all night. Even Jake can't go against Esau no matter how hard he tries. That's also part of the causes. So I read that in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 25, and it reads, Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. Yeah, that's, and you basically seen anytime Jake tries to go up against Esau, or do anything that can threaten Esau's rulership, the scripture says that you shall go in one way against them and be scattered seven ways, scattered seven ways, because not just they're not just something concerning violence. Just so anytime that Jake tried to do anything meaningful in their captivity in Babylon, it was completely destroyed, completely taken, they were completely destroyed by Esau. Like for example, Blackwall Street. I think it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And there's also records of other how I put it, Israelites specifically, Israelites. What's what I'm looking for? Israelites settlements that were built in Babylon that was destroyed by Esau because they were because they were too because it was Jake being trying to get comfortable in that kingdom, trying to and that was a threat to Esau at that time. Because all these things at the end of the day, they are the causes of the Most High. He's the one that made us, give us that docile sheep-like spirit, to be constantly being slaughtered by these devils, and being able to do nothing about it. Pretty soon the Most High will turn that around and give us a spirit, that lion spirit. He will rouse us up, per se, as the scripture says. Sakya. As scripture says that he will rouse us up so that we'll be able to. I will fight this devil on equal terms, and if Jake gets a chance to fight Esau on equal terms, he should be able to lap him. He should be able to complete, to be complete wipe out of Esau. And that scripture is another good example of why we can't go against this devil at this time, because we just don't have the power to do so. It's not in our spirit right now, to win against Esau. You know. So let me get another precept. This one is Psalm 44. Because even the scriptures tell you that we are counted as sheep to the slaughter. The whole entirety of Jacob. And that is that Psalm 44 and 22. But it's written in the book of Isaiah chapter 14, I believe. That very soon that there will come a time where we will have recompense for everything that Esau had done for us. We reward. Our reward will be to recompense of the wickedness of this devil, man. The scriptures, it's plain, narration all over the scriptures. Prepare slaughter for his children. That is Isaiah chapter 14. What's the word I'm looking for? Prepare slaughter for his children that they. Let me just go to that. Isaiah chapter 14. Please bear with me. I'm trying to go to it right now. I have a Bible, a physical Bible in front of me. I wanted to use to get all these precepts. I'm almost there, just looking through it to see which one. I didn't actually want to go into it, but I'll close out with these precepts though, because recompense is written all over the scriptures, and this is actually just one of the examples of it. Let's see. Yeah, it is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 21, and it reads, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. I've already established that the people who Isaiah chapter 14 is speaking of is Babylon the Great, America, Babylon the Great, the main cities of Esau, Edom, the main strongholds of Esau, Edom, of this Esau's wicked kingdom. And I also get Psalms 137 verse 8, and I'm reading it right now. So I read from verse 7. So around Psalms 137 verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Israel in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. That's right, because the only thing that Esau is satisfied with is completely destroying and completely putting down you Israelites, you Jakes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The only thing that is interested in completely wiping you off the face of the planet, making sure that your name, which is Israel, may be no longer in remembrance. And that is, I believe it's Psalms 83 and 3. I continue. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served. And even in the book of, I believe it's in the book of Revelations, where it says, give unto them double for everything that they have done unto you. Let me just check whether I'm right about that. It's like I'm turning the pages of the Bible, of this physical Bible right now, trying to see whether I got that right. Anyway, let me just not go to it. Let me just go to that. Give unto them double of everything that they have done to you. And this scripture right here it tells you, happy shall it be that has rewarded thee as thou hast said. And that is Psalms 137 verse 8. And this is speaking of recompense, because there will come a time where Jake, the most will put rouse Jake up, not just Judah, but all the other tribes as well. When this man of sin is revealed, he will not just rouse Israelites up, but he will rouse the whole planet up to Esau. He'll make them, he'll make them privy to it. All the nations already know of Esau's wickedness, but the most will rouse up their spirits, to be completely against this devil. And that's rouse their spirits up so much that even these devils will be against each other, and it's already starting to happen. Egyptian against Egyptian, because as the scriptures, one of the causes was that the Israelites will be killing Israelites, and the Israelites will be against each other. So all that anger that Jake has against each other now, that all the violence against that they commit against each other, that was done by the causes, it will be directed at Esau, because I believe it's in the book of Deuteronomy where it says that I will turn the curses of Egypt, I will turn your curses against Egypt, or I will turn your curses against your enemies, as you will bring back the curses that he had given us against our, against our enemies. He will reverse the curses. That's what I'm looking for. That he would reverse the curses, and put it against, and put it against our enemies, and that's why it teaches, and also that he will see the Egyptian against the Egyptian. So that time when even Esau would be against Esau, even Esau wants to completely destroy and recompense themselves against their own people, because now Esau treats his own people, anyway, with that, through the spirit, that was an edifying lesson. All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rekak Wadash Shalom.